So 5 years ago, I was walking through one of the Spotlight stores near where I live. I live out in West Auckland. And I go there quite regularly. I've got 5 children. There's lots of things in there for the home and also at the time for my business. So I'm browsing through the fabric aisles, and a print down the end of one of the aisles catches my eye. And so I walk towards it, and it's just a tropical palm print. It was surrounded by other sort of Pacific type prints. And I stared at it and I thought, I know this print. I designed this print maybe about two years earlier. And it wasn't a similar print. I knew that that was the exact print of something that I had created for my business. And so my first reaction is, wow, this is amazing. Something that I've created in my small business is here on sale in a fairly large corporate business. So my business of 2 stores and this business of around 120 stores. So that's really cool. And my second reaction is, wow, something that I've created is now selling in this business without my knowledge or permission. So, how did I get here? And before I just finish that story, I'm just going to go back. So I'm going to go back to the beginning, and I'm going to introduce you to the person that started it all, my mother, Mena. So my mother was an expert dressmaker and entrepreneur. She was self-employed, she worked from home, she managed the household, on top of serving her extended family, her ainga. As a little girl, one of my most cherished memories was falling asleep to the soft hum of my mum's sewing machine running late into the night. That hum soothed me to sleep with the reassurance that my mum was nearby. And oftentimes, I would wake up early for school and I would still hear the hum of her machine. These memories are what drive me. Watching my mum use her God-given talents to start her own business from home, to provide another income stream for our family, all so that she could be close to her family. For Mum, it was all about family. And when it came to our turn, my sisters and I, we named our business after her, Mena. And so I stand before you today as the daughter of this strong woman, both humbled and in awe that I get to be in the presence of strong women. So many amazing experiences and journeys and stories before me. I, for my part, am just honoured to be able to add my story to the rich tapestry of the journeys and experiences here tonight. So thank you. My story of the last 17 years in business is intertwined with being a working mother, raising 5 children, all while chipping away at my degree in chemical engineering, which I finally finished 2 years ago. My business journey has involved starting the business from home, opening retail stores, securing export and local sales channels, and ensuring our sustainability for 17 years. My business is owned by my sisters and I. I have 3 younger sisters. So it's 100% women-owned, with 100% women employees, and serves almost 100% women customer base. I can confidently say that we have been successful in business because we are women. For many of the years in our business, I worked on the shop floor as well. I watched women come into the store, often shy and timid. And as a busy woman myself, I was able to relate to them. And so these become opportunities to listen, to serve, and to meet their needs. I learned that clothes are much more than just prints and fabric. They are a part of us. They symbolise our values and our expression of our identity. Women buy and men are dressed to show the world their pride and their Pacific heritage. As a business, we are always honoured to be the channel that they choose to do this. We have a file brimming with photos sent in by women in their dresses at their various functions and events, and we get their notes and emails and messages. Whenever I read these messages and I remember the stories behind them, I'm always moved and reminded of just how important my role is as a woman in business. And this is why I say that women are the untapped powerhouse in our economy. And why do I say this? Because if 17 years in my business journey, coupled with my life story, has shown me one thing, it is that we run this world. We are the resource allocators. We are the spenders. We are the super mums. We are the budgeters. We are the matriarchs. We are the planners. We are the go-to people. We are the ones who stay connected with what's happening in our families and in our communities. All of these roles and functions we play that make up the day-to-day activities in our lives has an economic fingerprint, an economic impact. That economic impact is far larger than anyone can imagine. And that's because women make over 80% of all household spending decisions. The well-being of a home is largely determined by the decisions that we make. It is time to change the narrative about our role in the economy to one of empowerment and one which acknowledges our role in the well-being of our families. Stores, malls, websites, businesses are mostly geared towards women because we are the decision makers and we are the resource allocators that underpin the economy. So back to that Spotlight story. Because as I stood in that Spotlight store, I knew that I had to do something. I had to stand up for my business and for my integrity, just as I would do the same for my family. And here's the thing. A couple of phone calls, a couple of letters, one very helpful spotlight who fell over themselves to put everything right. And I was compensated properly for what was something that occurred in a fabric mill overseas, and for which Spotlight had no idea had been taken from me. So basically we stood up for ourselves and we won. And recently I've started a new chapter on my journey as a Member of Parliament, and I'm the first Pacific woman in the National Party. It's a journey where I can help women, just like me, running small businesses, running households, running the world. I get to help them in their battles and walk beside them in their journey. This is what I've always wanted to do, and I am incredibly grateful to get the chance to do it for the next generation of young women. Thank you very much.